Good evening, air hockey fans, and welcome to another night coming at you live from the 7-6 Air Hockey Club here in the Midtown area of Houston, Texas. We are looking in on a match in progress between Austin Lippincott and Krista Marino. See if we can get you a score update here as soon as we can. As always, the 7-6 Weekly is going to be brought to you by the I-45 Bingo Hall, located at the corner of I-45 North and 1960 in the North Houston area. It is the home of the daily 10,000 guarantee in cash and prizes. Game starting up there in about an hour at 10:30 tonight. So grab your mobile device, continue to tune in to our fun broadcast, and get yourself a chance at some of that scratch. Should be a fun night up there at the bingo parlor. And another warm welcome to our newest sponsor at the Old Humble Distilling Company. Great to have them out. Beautiful whiskeys coming also out of the Humble area here in the North Houston area. They've got a signature whiskey coming out here in the next week. Make sure you visit their Facebook page at Old Humble Distilleries for all of those details. For those of you joining us for the first time, the 7-6 Weekly Tournament is a handicap amateur and professional tournament that happens every Friday night starting at 8:30 p.m. We are open to the public. We are located at 2818 Milam in the Mekong Center. Can't miss us. Got a big sign out front now. Again, sign-ups and warm-ups start at 7:30. Tournament starts at 8:30. This is a double elimination format. So if you lose once, your weekend is not over. Once you lose twice, your weekend plans can get started. First visit's free. After that, all we ask for is a small $5 donation that goes towards our little prize pool and upkeep of the property every week. Each match consists of 3 games. Each game is the first to 7 points. First man or lady to win 2 games in each match wins the match and moves on. Good turnout for the weekly this week. 14 players. Players a little bit on the younger side this weekend. We were expecting that with the holidays and with the amateur tournament that we hosted here last weekend for all our under 25 amateurs. Won by last year's most improved player, Jacob Munoz. So congratulations to Jacob. Jacob is in the house tonight and one of the favorites. It's looking like the score in this match is going to be 4-3 Lippincott here, and I do believe game number 3. Now it's 4-3 in his favor, and I believe we are all tied up at a game apiece, so we got a good one going here. Great to see youth being served this weekend. As our sport continues to grow, we do like seeing the youngsters out to get a taste of an organized air hockey tournament. Almost forgot, my name is Jay. For those of you who do tune in on a weekly basis, our good friend Charles had some personal business this weekend, so I will be flying solo. I will do my best to keep the broadcast running smooth and clean and keep it from being choppy. For those of you watching on Facebook and Twitch, you can follow the brackets live on at brackalope.com. You need to search for 7-6. That's the number 7, a hyphen, the number 6, and the 7-6 Weekly for December 13th will be the first thing that comes up in the search engine. We try to keep y'all as engaged as we can, and tonight, as I'm about to show you, we have added a couple of different camera angles. to the lineup. We have promised it, and we have delivered. So now multiple angles on table 1 and full table coverage on table 2. We are working towards getting cameras for tables 3, 4, and 5 as well. You can see in the background there we got a little bit of action going on table number 5. Looks like we have got a match coming up between Goofy Morris and Tyler Gibson about to get underway. This should be a good one. This is our first elimination match of the night. So those early weekend plans I was talking about earlier on the line here at table number 1. I do believe this is an even matchup. All of these matches are handicapped, so our newer and less skilled players do have a fighting chance when we do have a former world champion or something like that show up for the weekend. This match is going to be officiated by Austin Lippincott. He brings the puck to center table. We are just waiting for the players to meet in the middle, and we are going to get things underway. Few last second pleasantries exchanged at center table, and we are going to be underway. Horrible face-off presented from our official, and Goofy Morris wins the opening possession, but it's going to be Tyler Gibson who scores the opening point, and I was correct. This is going to be an even money match, so both players starting at 0, and just like that, we are off. Charles Ray and I teased some big news coming about this year's World Championships. We have not been given the okay to disclose that, so if anyone's tuning in and was hoping to get some updates on the big news, unfortunately, I'm just going to continue to hang it over your head all night, and hopefully we will get the okay in the next couple of weeks to release the big news to the public. Goofy Morris quietly moving ahead 3-1 here in the opening game over Tyler Gibson. Tyler Gibson cutting into that lead with a beautiful backhand off the left rail. Seeing some early evening hockey. Both of these players still very fresh. The pace of play doesn't usually slow as the evening progresses, but we do start seeing accuracy being effective. Tyler Gibson again off that left rail and knocks game 1 up at 3 points apiece. And Tyler Gibson now moving ahead 4-3 on Tony Morris. Gibson scoring exclusively with the backhand early, goes to more of a cut shot there, comes down the middle, and now moves ahead 5-3. Goofy Morris banging that mallet hard on the back rail on defense, maybe trying to elicit a reaction or distraction from Gibson, but it doesn't seem to be working, as Morris is trailing early here in game number 1. Tyler Gibson with a big portion of the time of possession on that last exchange, but it's Goofy Morris who comes away with the point late. But Tyler Gibson, our first player to game point, and threatening to close out game number 1 here with a 6-4 lead. And he's gonna do it, but it's gonna be on a defensive mistake by Goofy Morris. Unable to control the rebound on his own shot, and it sneaks by him, and Tyler Gibson gonna close out game number 1, 7-4. take this little quiet moment to give a shout out to our last corporate sponsor at where'sthegig.com, always a musician's best friend. Schedule events with your band, get missing pieces covered, everything you need for scheduling gigs and events. Again, thanks again to our sponsors at where'sthegig.com. Things underway here in game number 2, and starting off the same as game number 1. We are all knotted at 2 apiece. Players trading points here early, and Tyler Gibson with a little sneaky one off the right rail. Almost looked like he was taunting Morris there a little bit, and the taunt turned into a scoring opportunity. Goofy Morris closing the gap to 1, now only trailing 4-3 here in game number 2. Morris gonna need to win here in game number 2, or those weekend plans that we have been talking about so lovingly are gonna start early for Morris tonight. Gibson going with a little bit of drift work this time, almost exclusively peppering the scoring zone in game number 1 with lots of success, but now working a little bit of drift work and showing a little bit of cockiness, and it's allowed Morris to tie it at 4. But Gibson throws a changeup off the right rail and catches Goofy Morris off guard, so he's now back up 5-4. And Tony Morris staring match point and an early weekend exit straight in the face now, trailing Tyler Gibson 6-5. Tyler with the chance to end it right here on the restart. Finally goes to the forehand, but it looked a little lazy. It missed way wide left, and Morris, after regaining control and possession, knots up game number 2 at 6 and looking to extend this match to a third and deciding game number 3, but it's not gonna happen. Tyler Gibson off the left rail, a backhand low off the left rail, sneaks it behind the defensive Morris and closes out this elimination match 7-4, 7-6. Folks, we are going to cut away for a short break, but we will be right back with more air hockey action.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. You know, I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me, you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, you know, like a gladiator.
This guy hit the throat.
I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much.
These people are more intense than that.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not in relationships with women, kind of loners, kind of in love with the table and maybe married to the table, I don't know.
I used to play air hockey every day. I'd play 30, 40 games a day. I would just play air hockey. That's what I like to do.
That's ridiculous.
Mark feels like he has to make sure that air hockey's not going to die, to make sure that when he is dead, air hockey will continue living.
I think the extinction of air hockey is a very real concern.
The arcades are virtually extinct these days.
Unless somebody is able to come in and do some really radical marketing, it may not be around.
We have wives, we have jobs, we have things that we can spend our money on rather than coming to Vegas to play air hockey. So there's definitely something about air hockey that's keeping us going.
We really still need to reach out and connect the fan base to the sponsor base to the player base.
Oh, you got the level under! Like to win 16-3! 4-0! Unbelievable!
The moment of playing air hockey, there is no misery. You're playing air hockey.
Why they have jump rope and things like that on ESPN and not air hockey, it's kind of beyond me.
My name is Brian Acrocco. I'm the president and CEO of United Air Hockey Promotions. I have been running air hockey tournaments for about 15 years now, and I manage them here at SRP Houston. Most new players, when they step up for the first time, they're quite surprised at the quality of skill that we have at the sport. Most people out that have not seen professional air hockey don't realize how advanced it actually is.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, like a gladiator.
This guy hit the throat.
I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much.
These people are more intense than that.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not in relationships with women, kind of loners, kind of in love with the table and maybe married to the table, I don't know.
I used to play air hockey every day. I'd play 30, 40 games a day. I would just play air hockey. That's what I like to do.
That's ridiculous.
Mark feels like he has to make sure.
Okay, folks, we are back, and this is going to be an elimination bracket, I believe, elimination bracket match between Tyler Gibson and last Saturday's champion, Jacob Munoz. Gibson out to a 1-3 lead. Munoz going to be surrendering 2 points in each game here to Tyler Gibson. Gibson playing at a level 4, I believe, and Munoz at a level 6 these days. Or it could be 5 and 3, I might be wrong. But Jacob Munoz, one of the forces in 2019, 4th place finish at the World Championships, most improved player, and won the under 25 championship last weekend. So Jacob Munoz on a roll, also has multiple weekly victories throughout 2019. Earlier on this summer, Jacob Munoz went on a run where, man, he won, I believe it was 4 out of 6 in a 6-week stretch. He's had a heck of a 2019 and slowly but surely becoming one of the best players in the world. Munoz has now seized the lead from Gibson. Moves ahead 5-4 here in game number 1, but Gibson not going to go away quietly. Ties it up quickly. Beautiful straight backhand. Munoz hard down the middle to win the race to game point. And Jacob Munoz going to close out game number 1, 7-5 over Tyler Gibson. Tyler Gibson in danger of heading home for the weekend. No shame in that, though. Jacob Munoz, as we've been talking about, has been on quite the run this year. Munoz quickly making up the stagger. Took him all the way to 5-5 to tie it up in game number 1, but 2 quick points and then a mistake from Gibson, and now Jacob Munoz ahead 3-2 just like that. Munoz with 4 unanswered, and Tyler Gibson still looking for his first natural point here in game number 2. He was cruising right along early in game number 1, but Munoz ran him down. While here in game number 2, Munoz wasted no time, scoring 4 unanswered to open game number 2. And Munoz closes out Tyler Gibson 7-5, 7-3. Closes him out in short order, and Tyler Gibson is going to be sent packing for the weekend. Lots of goings on. Again, want to invite everyone out next week. We are still operating the weeklies through the Christmas holiday. All right, folks.
name is Brian Airhockey. I'm the president and CEO of United Airhockey Promotions. I have been running air hockey tournaments for about 15 years now, and I manage them here at SRP Houston. Most new players, when they step up for the first time, they're quite surprised at the quality of skill that we have at the sport. Most people out that have not seen professional air hockey don't realize how advanced it actually is.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. You know, I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, you know, like a gladiator.
I just got hit in the throat. I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much.
These people are more intense than that.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not in relationships with women, kind of loners, kind of in love with the table and maybe married to the table, I don't know.
I used to play air hockey every day. I'd play 30, 40 games a day. I would just play air hockey. That's what I like to do.
That's ridiculous.
Mark feels like he has to make sure that air hockey's not going to die, to make sure that when he is dead, air hockey will continue living.
I think the extinction of air hockey is a very real concern.
The arcades are virtually extinct these days.
Unless somebody is able to come in and do some really radical marketing, it may not be around.
We have wives, we have jobs, we have things that we can spend our money on rather than coming to Vegas to play air hockey. So there's definitely something about air hockey that's keeping us going.
We're really starting to reach out and connect the fan base to the sponsor base to the player base.
Oh, you got 500! Like to win 16-3! Four 0. Unbelievable.
The moment of playing air hockey, there is no misery. You're playing air hockey.
Why they have jump rope and things like that.
Guys, we are back, and we have got a good one coming up between former world champion Phil Arnold and reigning most improved player of the year and under 25 champion Jacob Munoz. This will be an elimination bracket quarterfinal. The winner of this will be moving on to face the winner of Georgia Lippincott and Big Anthony Marino. Well, the loser will be starting their weekend plans. At this point, really good. If you've made it this deep in the tournament, it's a really good effort at this point. You can't be upset with making it this deep into a 14-man field. Everyone who's come this far has done very, very well this evening. Nothing to be ashamed of. Players come to center table. This will be a completely balanced match, so nobody getting any points. Jacob's been consistently getting the best of Phil Arnold in these weeklies throughout 2019. Phil without a win this season. And Munoz ahead 2-1 early here in game number 1. This match being officiated by Georgia Lippincott, my sister-in-law. She will be facing off against Anthony Marino to play the winner of this current match right here. Both these players playing really fast here early. Just trading points, and Munoz coming out ahead at 4-2. Phil Arnold with good work there at center table to retain that possession and get another opportunity. Good block, and it's gonna get the possession back to him. Then a mistake by Phil Arnold, and Jacob Munoz up big 5, now 6-2 with 2 quick scores. Jacob Munoz quickly to gain point against the legend Phil Arnold. Phil Arnold with a blatant center line violation, gonna allow Jacob an opportunity to reset. And it's gonna pay off. Munoz finishes off Arnold. Big 7-2 in game number 1. Gonna reset, switch sides, and do it all again. Not going to be too surprising if we see Phil Arnold slow down the pace at some point in this match, because the up-tempo pace of play is definitely favoring Jacob Munoz at this point. 2 quick ones and showing some emotion, but Munoz not letting it get to him. Cuts the lead back to 2-1. Phil Arnold making a statement here in game number 2. Not giving an inch to the youngster. Jacob Munoz closing the gap. Phil Arnold had him down big. And we are all tied up. It is match point for Jacob and game point for Phil. And Jacob Munoz with the comeback here in game number 2, going to finish off Phil Arnold and send him packing for the weekend. Beautiful display of defense by Munoz there in game number 2, falling behind early, but able to close the deficit, tie it up at 6, and finish Phil off at sudden death. Great match from Munoz. And he is through to the elimination bracket semis. I believe coming up next, we have got a match between Georgia Lippincott and Big Anthony Marino. We will have that coming at you right after this. We are back, and this is going to be an elimination bracket quarterfinal between Georgia Lippincott and Anthony Moreno. Our official for this match is Jacob Munoz. Players come to center table, and we are underway. Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. We will have this all back up and going for you again in just a moment. And this is our winner's bracket final, folks. Little Anthony Marino wins the opening tilt 7-5 over Trinity Cruz. Switching sides, moving into game number 2. Important match here. Winner will be the first entrant at our championship table, awaiting their challenger out of the elimination side of things. Marino, a new face this deep in the tournament. This is by far the deepest run I've seen her make in 2019. While Anthony Marino has 2 championships over the last month and a half. He's been on a run since we've moved over here to the 7-6. All knotted up at 5. The loser of this gets a one-way ticket to the elimination bracket finals and another shot to make the championship table. And that is going to be Miss Trinity Cruz, as little Anthony Marino closes her out in straight games. And Anthony Marino will be the first entrant to the championship table this evening. Folks, this is going to be our elimination bracket semifinals. This is going to be the other Anthony Marino facing off against Jacob Munoz. We will have that match coming up for you here very, very shortly. All right, folks, we are underway. This is a rematch from, I want to say this was a round one. This is a round two rematch. Anthony Marino finishing off Jacob Munoz early on in the winner's bracket, but meeting here for the grudge match in the elimination bracket semifinal. The winner of this moves on to face Trinity Cruz in the elimination bracket finals. The loser with the very respectable fourth place finish. Really fast-paced action right now, folks. They're just trading points, and Anthony Marino's still up by a single shot, 4-3. And Marino gonna close out game number one, 7-3. Jacob Munoz's run has come to a screeching halt here in game number one against Marino. And Marino, the player who put Munoz into the elimination bracket early tonight. Well, Jacob was coming into this match with a little fire in his belly, but unable to capitalize early. Because all the momentum is on Anthony Marino's side of the table. What's up?
We're almost done anyways, right?
Sorry, folks. This is our championship match. Been having a little bit of audio issues. I hope I have it solved now. Little Marino looking to do in Dad for a third championship match out of the last 6 weeks. We've had a Marino in the championship for 3 weeks in a row and 5 out of the last 6 weeks. And Little Marino has beat Dad 3 times, but we are all tied up at 6 in the opening game of the championship table. If the youngster wins, we will be done. If Dad wins, we are going to tee it up and play another. But the youngster continues his winning ways against Dad, and little Anthony knocks off Dad 7-6. The youngster does have the benefit of a small handicap, getting 3 points a game. But this is a rematch tonight. It was the youngster who sent Dad into the elimination bracket. Won the first game. Dad scored 7 unanswered in game number 2. But the youngster rolled Dad 7-2 in the third and final game. That was a good shot from Big Marino, but because he was unable to keep control of his mallet, it doesn't count. And the youngster now out to a commanding 4-1 lead. The old saying of you must respect your elders does not apply to little Anthony Marino. He has had his dad's number for the last month and a half. His skill set is getting to be where he might need to be moved up from the level 3 he's playing at now. And Big Anthony Marino, having trouble keeping the mallet on his fingertips, and it's already cost him a point, and in that case it cost him a possession as well. Little Anthony working hard on that forehand, trying to work something off the right side of the table, but he surrendered possession and his dad's able to capitalize and score on the backhand. Another beautiful cut backhand down the middle by Dad, but little Anthony stops the bleeding and moves the lead back to 2. And Dad's not going to go away without a fight. Back to trailing by only 1, but this match has been all little Anthony all the time so far. Dad finally evens it at 5. I feel like we've seen this story before, folks, as little Anthony Marino gets it to match point. And that is going to do it, folks. Little Anthony Marino wins another. He now has 3 championships in the last 4 weeks, and we have had a Big or Small Marino at our championship table for 5 out of the last 6. What a showing by the Marino family here at the 7-6 Air Hockey Club once again. Well, folks, we have had another fun night. We are going to have a Marino sweep at the top. Little Anthony Marino, our champion. Big Anthony Marino, a 2nd place finish. And Jacob Munoz with a very respectable finish in 3rd place to go with his under 25 championship from last weekend. Well, folks, again, it has been a fun one. A big shout out to our sponsors at the I-45 Bingo Hall, Old Humble Distilling, and where'sthegig.com, as well as to all of our special individual benefactors out there. You guys know who you are. Without you all, Air Hockey Live 360 would not be possible. As always, tune in next week on Facebook at Air Hockey Live 360 or Facebook.com/Air Hockey Live for another exciting Friday night of air hockey action. or if you like to come out and join us, we are at 2808 Milam at the 7-6 Air Hockey Club. Be here. Sign-ups and warm-ups from 7:30 to 8:30. Tournament starts at 8:30 p.m. Well, folks, my name is Jay Lippincott. It has been a wonderful Friday night with y'all. Another beautiful Friday here in the city of Houston, Texas. We look forward to seeing you next weekend. Please tune in. We do have that big announcement coming at you as soon as we are allowed. Mr. Charles Ray should be joining me again next Friday. We look forward to seeing him as well. Again, congratulations to our champion, little Anthony Marino, back-to-back weeks with a championship for the Marino family. Again, my name is Jay Lippincott. This has been Friday Night Air Hockey at the 7-6 Air Hockey Club. We are out.